Welcome back to another of the British Teen Championships preview series. Once again, being joined by a fantastic teen athlete. And this time we have the pleasure of speaking to Chiara Silva. Chiara, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm really looking forward to finding out more about you and what you're doing as a competitor this year. Because I've seen you've already had a pretty busy year, and you already told me that you've done a qualifier today already. So, I mean, and a podcast. Well, that's, incredible. Qualifier followed by an interview. Wow. Kiara, I have to ask before we go any further, how old are you and which age category do you fit into at the moment?
So I'm 15. So then CrossFit, I'm 14 to 15 for opens and that kind of thing. And then I'm pretty sure British Teens is 14 to 16. If that's correct. So I'm in there.
Yeah. So just a few more people you can beat. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So let's start at the beginning of, well, not the beginning for you, but at least the beginning with CrossFit. How did you first find CrossFit?
um, it was meant for because my brother's a boxer. So my parents wanted to find something to supplement his training. And I went because I just went. And they were talking about gymnastics, and I used to go to gymnastics and I kind of missed it. So I thought it was just like gymnastics. Turns out I was really wrong. Then, yeah, I've just been going since then, haven't stopped and love it.
So you have a background in gymnastics.
I have like a childish background in gymnastics. Like I didn't do anything. Like the most I could do was like a cartwheel.
Okay. In which case, I too had a background in gymnastics.
Yeah.
No, but it's interesting, isn't it? Because quite often they say, especially with like the games athletes, it's very often those that got to start in gymnastics. I guess it's kind of easier to learn to weightlifters will hate this. It's easier to learn to weightlift than it is to learn high skilled gymnastics, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. And also because if you're very good at high skilled gymnastics, you're good at moving your body, which is really useful for learning Olympic lifts. So it's got that nice carryover. But it would explain, because I've seen some of your Instagram posts, and it does seem that you enjoy the gymnastics side of CrossFit quite a
Yeah.
lot. I mean, that's a great strength to have. Wish I had it, but I don't. So how long ago was that? And a follow-up question, does your brother do CrossFit?
That was, I believe it was 2017 or 2018. And no, my brother does not do CrossFit anymore. He's turned into a gym lad.
Right. Does he still box?
He does box though, yeah.
Okay. I mean, this isn't about him. This is about you. Just curious. So went there for your brother. You ended up not only staying, but deciding, I really like this and I want to compete as well.
Yeah.
How long had you been doing CrossFit before your first competition?
About a year. I think I did the Open the same year I joined. So that was like my first time competing. Yeah.
How did you find that competing for the first time? Was it like, oh, I love this? Or was it, this is really scary. I don't know why I'm doing
scary.
this. Yet you kept going back.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Well, that's what we're here to find out today. Now, I notice you're wearing a very nice green t-shirt that tells me you have competed at the British Teen Championships before.
Yeah.
Well, can you tell us about that? When did you compete? How did it go?
I think this is from 2019. I did do the online one this year because I had a shoulder injury. Really quick. It looked really fun though, the online one. It was really good. The atmosphere there is really cool. Like everyone's cheering, everyone on. And it's just like, it's really fun and it's great. Great competition. I love it.
All right. Well, we've got our clip for this week, so that's great. How did you hear about it?
I think it was my mum on like Facebook. I think she found it there and then she was like, because I did it also in 2018 and that was my first ever in-person competition. So, and then I went 2018, loved it in 2018, went again 2019.
Brilliant. And have you signed up for the online qualifiers this year?
I'm going to, haven't done it yet.
Now, I'm noticing a trend when I'm speaking to people. A lot are saying, "I haven't yet, but I will."
Yeah.
The last interview I recorded, they then sent me a message afterwards with a picture that they'd signed up. So I'm hoping this is what's giving people that extra push to actually pull the pin and sign up for the competition. I'm assuming that you would be aiming for one of those top 6 spots and traveling down to Southampton.
Yes.
Yeah, so I hope to see you there. I think that'll be really good. And I guess because you said you weren't able to do the online one last year because of a shoulder injury, but the thing that you've already highlighted is the atmosphere. And
Yeah.
online is great, but
It's not the same.
it's not the same, is it? So we're looking forward to kind of feeling that atmosphere once again, especially for the teens and the masters, where it's kind of a special club, right? You're
Yeah.
you're a special group. Where do you currently train?
I train at CrossFit Ascot.
Right. How long have you been there? From the beginning?
Um, I've only joined since lockdown because my old gym closed due to COVID.
Right.
So, yeah.
Were you able to train kind of during the lockdown period?
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have a home gym, so it's quite cool.
Okay. So a lot of people have just switched off in anger, but that's fine.
Sorry, people.
Yeah, I'm one of them, so it's making it very difficult. So, Chiara, what else do you like to do then when you're not busy with CrossFit and competitions and all the gymnastics that you're practicing? What else occupies your time apart from school and the kind of things you have to do?
I play netball for my school.
Right.
I play centre, so I'm a running person.
So, do you like running?
Yeah, I do.
You're a CrossFitter who likes gymnastics, likes running. You sound like a scary competitor. I think people are going to start getting worried.
I'm a theatre kid for some
Right.
reason. So I like theatre shows. I like singing, dancing, acting.
Okay. We're going to have to ask if you've got kind of a favorite show or a top show or a recommendation that you would throw out for people now.
Well, I would say watch Hamilton on
Disney
Disney Plus
Plus.
if you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. For those of us that didn't have home gyms in lockdown, we watched Hamilton.
Yeah, do that.
That's what they gave us to kind of say, we're sorry you don't have a home gym. So, Chiara, that's interesting. What I like is that you had really good answers because most people have just told me they do other forms of fitness. But I'm liking that there's something else in your life, although theatre, it's quite physical as well. So, even that, I'm noticing a trend with all of you athletic people. So, Chiara, what goals have you got this year? I know for a fact because you told me you've qualified for the games this year.
Yeah, I have.
Looking forward to that. I mean, I guess it's unofficial because you said you're still waiting for your invite, but I mean, it's coming, right? It's in the post.
It should come.
I mean, how was that, first of all? How do you feel about that?
I still can't believe it's real, to be honest.
Is that it? Is it like made it to the games, I can retire? Or is that I've made it to the games already and I've still got, years ahead of me to hone my craft and I'm all in on this thing now?
I've been trying to get to the games for the past 3 years, so making it for the first time, I'm so excited, but I want to go back.
I mean, saying I've been trying for 3 years. I mean, there are people that have been trying for 10 years or more.
Yeah.
So just keep that quiet that it's only taken you 3 years because they might get jealous. So despite the fact that you're going to the games, you're still up for the British Teens Championship, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? Don't you think, or couldn't you feel maybe, well, I've made it to the big stage now. I don't need this competition.
I love people. I don't know, like, as I said, like British Teens, the atmosphere there is just like something else on another level. You don't find it anywhere else. Because I've been to other comps and I've been like, it feels like everyone's separate, but at British Teens, everyone just comes together and like you can cheer with people, they cheer for you, and it's really fun. And yeah.
That is a great answer, because I was absolutely baiting you there. So I really appreciate that you came through with a really nice answer. I think that's good. And I suppose like a real highlight of the teens championship is it's in the name, right? It's designed for you. Whereas at the games, I mean, who knows this year, because it kind of changes all the time, but at the games, you're not the focus, right? You obviously are for people who know you or who have a friend in that division or who are there because they care about the teens. But for a lot of people, they don't even get to see maybe what the teens are doing. So it's nice to kind of have that stage that it's like, no, this is for you. We care about you, and we're not letting anyone else in. Like, you're the important people.
Yeah.
So what's what's your plan? What kind of it's because I mean you're obviously young, so you've got quite a long time ahead of you to kind of pursue different things. How big a part of your life do you perceive CrossFit to be? And I guess that's quite a weighted question, but you might have an answer.
I would say CrossFit right now is my main focus. Like, as I said, I'm going this year. I want to go back to the games. I do want a podium at some point, whether it be this year, 2 years ago, 2 years next.
If you managed a podium 2 years ago, that's
insane.
That will be impressive.
So yeah, I do really want a podium. That is my main dream goal. And yeah, so I don't know.
I mean, it's good. It's a good goal. I think we're all behind you on that. And the fact that, again, you've gotten there kind of so soon. I mean, it's not. It's kind of one of those things where, especially when you're in like the RX category, it's just like each year it's kind of, I'm getting a bit older and new ones are coming in, and I'm getting a bit older. And then when you're in the masters category, again, it's a sort of similar thing, right? Like your new ones are aging into your category all the time, but you're poised in that position now where you're the one aging into those categories. You're the one coming up, and you've obviously got a really good foundation with everything you've achieved so far. So it's quite it's a lofty goal, but it's not an insane goal, right?
No.
I mean, you're halfway there. You've qualified. What was your finishing position then in the
I
age group?
came 8th in the age groups.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you obviously you've been able to compete online, so, doing the qualifiers and things like that, and you've been able to compete in person. Now, obviously, they're very different. Do you find that in-person competition gives you kind of that extra charge, that extra buzz, or you can get on okay in your own gym?
I think I can get on okay in my own gym, because I train by myself, so I'm pretty good at just doing my own thing. But in person, it's just the atmosphere just like makes you go faster, and it's just great.
Now, I have a final question, which is a bit odd, maybe, but it was your parents that took you to CrossFit for your brother.
Yeah.
So was that because he found it or they found it?
My parents found it and was like, "Do you want? Yeah, try it."
So here's going to be an obvious follow-up question. Do your parents do CrossFit?
They did, and then they both quit.
Right. Well, that's why they're not going to the games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because I guess my question is kind of, are they aware of CrossFit and like what an achievement it is that you've made it to the games? Like, how all in are they on this now?
Yeah, they're all in.
Brilliant. That's what we like to hear. Okay. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, Chiara. Thank you for making some time for me this evening. I really appreciate that, especially as you'd already done your qualifier and you're probably a bit tired, but appreciate that. Wonderful news about the games. I really hope that goes well for you. And I'll just quickly remind you, don't forget that you haven't yet registered for the Teens Championship this year. Just, don't forget, because I wouldn't want you to miss out on another potential podium, because I know you're trying to collect them now. Brilliant. Well, thank you again. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And go and give Chiara a follow on the Instagram. Try and support her through the lead up to the games. And obviously, the British Teen Championships as well. Like the video, subscribe to the channel so you'll see the next couple of teen athletes that we'll be interviewing, and I'll see you all for the next preview series.